Hey, welcome to Life Unscripted. Today we're talking about life templates. I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm in my 20s and I'm asking myself a lot of questions. You maybe do too. So as probably anybody, I'm trying to find answers to my life questions. And I know life is about this. To me, it's about this. It's about asking yourself questions and finding answers. That's the game. I feel like we're constantly trying to build a life template that suits us. So yeah, by life template, I refer to the things I like to do and the way I do them. We're gonna talk about this in this video, so it has to be really clear in your mind. Thanks to cultural events, thanks to the education given to us, and thanks to the people we meet every day, we all have our own perception of life. And that's really important. I've recently noticed something about me, and I want to talk to you about this. My perception of things has changed over the years. My life is passing by really fast while I'm living it slower. But before we start, let me show you something interesting. So this is the perception I have of myself growing up in the 2000s. When I grew up at school, we had technology lessons. We were learning how to use computers, learning how to use a phone and stuff like this. So we were not born with technology, but we were born and we learned how to use it. In the 2000s, I was really excited about technology, about learning how to use a computer, about getting my first phone and my first social medias. It was at 15 years old, anyway. I wanted to do as much things as possible online, like listening to music, purchasing goods, products, ordering things. It was something I was really interested in because it was new, it was something we didn't really had before. So it was something really new and I was pretty excited about it. So I would say that when I grew up, the important thing was to implement technology in our lives. And we were learning this and we were excited about this, and I was. And thanks to this, we live now with technology and we know how to use it, and it's pretty cool, I have to say. But now, my perception of life in 2025 has changed, and it has changed a lot. Right now, I'm trying to escape bad sides of technology. 10 years later, I'm trying to find a way to get away from technology in a way, spending more time in the real world, closer to nature and to real things. So right now, my perception is I'm excited about technology. Of course, it's always interesting, but I'm trying to keep my life real. I'm not running down the world in which we're living right now because I love technology. I use it every day in my daily life. I like to be able to call my grandma who lives far away. I like to be able to use AI as an assistant and to Google things, watch YouTube videos and stuff. That's not the matter today. The matter here is, why am I trying to escape and get away from this world of technology in 2025? My first guess as an answer was fear. I'm scared of living in this world of technology. But I'm not, because I like to live in this technological world and it's interesting. My second guess, and it could have been the right one, it could have been the right answer, could be that I'm scared of becoming someone I'm not, because and due to technologies, due to social medias, for example. Back in time, a few years ago, there was probably something about this, about not being who I really am, due to social medias, due to technology, and that could have been the reason why I wanted to keep my distances with this world, this technological world. But right now, it's not really the case. My third guess, and it probably is the most important one and the right answer, is I'm just being who I really am and who I want to be. Victory! And I'm gonna go further in this. So there's a chance I'm not trying to escape this world, but just being who I really am, and I'm discovering it. I'm not trying to follow trends or any of this, I'm just trying to follow my heart. And that's the most important thing. So this is how I started creating my own life templates, and I'm gonna talk to you about this today. So let's see, what is my life template based on? Music is a huge part of my life template and of my life. in a wider way. 2 years ago, my relationship with music has changed. Before that, I was creating music as an artist, trying to create songs, write songs, producing music on my computer and stuff. I stopped producing and composing music on my computer 2 years ago to focus on the real instruments and the real thing. I'm trying to do music for myself, for my peers, but not for people. So I'm not sharing any kind of music right now. I'm not doing all that stuff anymore. Another interesting thing I want to share with you is that I started collecting records for almost 2 years now. I'm not collecting any kind of records, only the records I like to listen to. And I have to say, it's another way of consuming music, of listening to music. I appreciate music differently now. Reading has been a habit for more than 4 years now. Paper books about self-improvement, but also biographies are my favorites. Sports. It's a couple years now I've been doing a lot of sports, especially outdoor sports. Don't ask why, I can't tell you, but I like to swim, I like to run, I like to ride my bike. It's crazy how we can change. I have to say, reading, doing some sports, listening to music, those are really good things for me and for my life. It makes me feel really good. Travels, whether I talk about solo trips or not, I only do trips that will impact my life and that will have an impact on myself. I went recently 2 times to New York City in 2 years. It could be a lot for someone living in France, and when you know how expensive could be a trip to New York City, many people told me like, why did you come back to New York City a second time? You've already done it. And I was like, yeah, I know, but I love New York City. There's a specific thing, there's a unique thing about New York City that I feel and that I felt when I was there. And so I came back there. And I could make you a video about it because it's really interesting. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that I don't listen to people. If I want to go 10 times to New York City in 10 years, I will. Who cares? Listening to my social needs also is something I implemented in my life templates. When I need to see people, I have my friends, I can hang out with them easily. But sometimes, and maybe probably most of the time, I don't like to go out, I don't want to hang out, I like to stay home to listen to music, watch movies, create YouTube videos. I respect those times. Like, I don't care if someone, tell me something about it. I do what I like to do, and I try to have a nice social balance. It's not always easy, but I like to listen to myself. The most important thing is not to feel any kind of guilt, like staying at home or doing the things you like. Observing all this, I kept asking myself, why is my life and my life template based on slower thing and simple things now? First of all, I feel like I understand how people used to live before the 2000s, before this huge technology, this huge revolution of technology. I feel like people used to take time to do things. We were talking about music, records. People used to take time to listen to this music, and it was great. And I try and feel the same thing while doing it, Now everything is kind of sophisticated. And I read something interesting. I read an article recently about BlackBerry, this smartphone brand. And they told that they were selling BlackBerries like at the time, like the one with little keyboards on it. And I wasn't so surprised. People are trying to find a way to escape from their smartphones where they can do anything on it. So they're trying to get new devices, simpler ones. And that's really interesting, like how we're getting back to simple things in our lives. What I can say is that all this life template I'm building right now is based on my feelings. And that is probably the most important thing we should do. And all those feelings I have, all those things I'm doing, those choices I'm making, they're getting me back to slower things and to probably a slower lifestyle too. I know the younger generation will probably not understand or agree with the things I talk to you about, but if you do feel the same way, if you do have similar feelings or similar actions you're doing, simple ones, slower ones in your life, just share them in the comment section. It could be really interesting to see what you do, guys. Oh, and I'm pretty sure of one thing. Following this never disappointed me.